if I was running Iran, I would long ago have had a nuclear weapon because Israel has scores or hundreds of them. And as you've just heard, is determined to bring about regime change in Iran. So you won't get me to clutch my pearls about Iran having nuclear weapons.
Why wouldn't you want regime change in Iran out of interest, given what a draconian, repressive, despicable regime it is?
When a debate on live television moves from nuclear proliferation to two grown men arguing over whose YouTube subscriber count or whose physical anatomy is larger, you aren't watching political commentary anymore. You're watching the complete collapse of media accountability. George Galloway went on Piers Morgan Uncensored to raise a legitimate, uninspected reality: Israel's undeclared nuclear arsenal at Dimona and the double standards of Western diplomacy. But within minutes, Galloway pivoted to calling the authoritarian Iranian regime the heroes of the world, while Piers Morgan surrendered any claim to serious journalism by bragging about his subscriber numbers. It was a masterclass in how modern cable and internet commentary turns existential geopolitical crises into playground ego matches. If you believe political media should prioritize verified facts over juvenile posturing and hold every side accountable when they fall short, hit that subscribe button. I'm Neil. This is The Honest Perspective. Real receipts, no propaganda, and zero ego trips. Let's get into it.
Well, joining me now is the host of the mother of all talk shows and former British MP, George Galloway. George, you were listening there to Naftali Bennett. What was your response to that interview?
Well, you did a good job as his Alistair Campbell to him as Tony Blair. I hope he remembers you if he does get into the Prime Minister's seat. I'm frankly astounded that you did not ask him about the bombing of the Iranian state TV station just a couple of hours ago. The mass murder of tea ladies, technicians, journalists and broadcasters. I can't believe that you didn't know about that. And indeed, Professor
Actually, I don't know about that.
was...
You've just told me that. So that's the answer to your question. I didn't know about it. I've been on air.
Well, you really need to be better briefed.
Well, okay,
you're interviewing a guy that you're punting.
You can have your views about that.
This is
in answer to your
important.
question, I didn't know. So that's the answer to your question.
Well, you should have known.
Okay, well, you're a better journalist than me. You're a better broadcaster than me. I didn't know.
Professor Marandi was in that building. I don't know if he's dead, but the story is that he was in that building to do an interview with you, and I very much hope that that is not true. And I very much hope that he is still alive.
He told me that was true. He told me that he'd been told to leave, but had decided to stay and do the interview, in which all he did was call me a liar, a coward, and a genocide enabler.
So you did know about the bombing of the Iranian TV station?
No, there was no bombing going on when I interviewed him, obviously, or I would have stopped the interview.
Piers, there's mass casualties.
Yes, George.
In the Iranian
you asked me
TV
if I knew
station.
it was going on when I interviewed him. I didn't.
Well, it's a disgrace that you did not know.
Well, I didn't, or I would have stopped.
Because you might have been able to ask.
If I'd known, I would have stopped the interview, obviously.
Well, this is going to grow and grow as an issue, Piers. You may very well be in difficulty here.
I won't be in any difficulty at all. Why don't we get on with the interview?
One thing you did know is that Israel has scores, if not hundreds, of nuclear weapons. And you did not mention it. Why is Israel allowed illegally to hold scores, if not hundreds, of nuclear weapons in defiance of the law, uninspected by any agency in Dimona? And reports today from Dimona are that they are currently modernizing their nuclear fleet. Don't you think that would have put in a better perspective this issue of nuclear weapons? The reason I know you know it is because the brave Jewish whistleblower Mordechai Vanunu, who blew the whistle on Israel's nuclear weapons, came first to the Daily Mirror and was betrayed by your enemy and mine, Robert Maxwell, to the Mossad, and then spent 22 years in prison in solitary confinement, and turned up in the courtroom with his jaws wired together like Hannibal Lecter, so he couldn't tell the courtroom what he'd told the Daily Mirror. Finally, the story appeared in Andrew Neil's Sunday Times, but only after Maxwell had betrayed him to the Mossad. So this issue of nuclear weapons, according to Tulsi Gabbard, Iran is not seeking to build a nuclear weapon.
Let's stop right there for a second. Galloway brings up two critical points that rarely get discussed on mainstream Western television: Israel's uninspected nuclear arsenal at Dimona, and the story of whistleblower Mordechai Vanunu. That is a completely legitimate factual point regarding international double standards on nuclear nonproliferation. Notice how Piers Morgan immediately pivots away from discussing Dimona to focus exclusively on Iran's enrichment levels. But as you'll see in this next section, instead of keeping his focus on that verifiable double standard, Galloway takes the bait and completely derail his own point. Watch what happens next.
Why would you believe them?
February.
Why would you believe them?
Well, I believe Tulsi Gabbard.
Why do you believe Iran?
No, I'm believing Tulsi
given
Gabbard.
That the atomic
here.
agency,
I'll come on to Iran.
Given that the atomic agency,
why do you want to dodge Tulsi Gabbard?
Talking. You've talked and talked and talked. Let me get a question in. The atomic agency, as you know, brought out a report in the last few days. It made it clear that Iran had lied, obfuscated, denied access, not allowed enough inspections, and that it now got uranium enriched to 60%, which is a massive stage forward from where they were at 3% a few years ago to now 60%. And the move from that to being able to create a nuclear weapon is actually much closer and therefore more potentially imminent as a threat. And I'm just curious why you would trust Iran as far as you could throw it, the regime, not the people, the regime, when they are clearly accelerating their nuclear program, clearly accelerating their enrichment program.
Piers,
why would you not be concerned about that?
Piers, I trust Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump's director of national intelligence.
You do?
Don't you?
Well,
Don't you?
do? I'm surprised you do.
I'm very much hoping she'll be the next president, Piers. But I trust her. Don't you?
I don't know. I've interviewed her once in my life. I don't know whether to trust everything she says or not.
Well, you know that Donald Trump appointed her the director of national intelligence. Why would you doubt her?
Look,
Isn't Trump your friend?
I'm not doubting her or trusting her or untrusting her.
Does he appoint liars?
I'm asking you why you. I'm asking you why you trust the Iranian regime when they say they're not wanting to build a nuclear bomb.
Well, you're actually asking the wrong person for this reason. If I was running Iran, I would long ago have had a nuclear weapon because Israel has scores or hundreds of them. And as you've just heard, is determined to bring about regime change in Iran. So you won't get me to clutch my pearls about Iran having nuclear weapons.
Why wouldn't you want regime change in Iran out of interest, given what a draconian, repressive, despicable regime it is?
I have this old-fashioned view. You once had it also in relation to the country next door, Iraq, that the leadership in any country is the business of the people in that country. But if you've got a nuclear-armed superpower trying to change your regime, frankly, you're an idiot if you don't arm yourself to the maximum that you are capable of.
So you want to see Iran arming itself with nuclear weapons?
Well, Israel's got hundreds.
No, I'm asking you about Iran.
You've just been talking about the slaughter of the innocent.
I'm asking you about Iran.
In Gaza. Well,
would you, George Galloway, it sounds to me like you, George Galloway, unlike the rest of the world, would like to see Iran arming itself with nuclear weapons, to which I say you've lost your marbles.
Piers, there you go again. Unlike the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Do you really think that you speak for the rest of the world?
Probably not China or Russia or North Korea. So let's take those four countries out of it, or Pakistan.
Listen,
but
Iran
actually, yes, most of the world has a real problem with the concept of Iran being a nuclear power, apart from you, who thinks they should have loads of nukes.
No, it's not just for me. Iran is presently the hero of the vast majority of people in the world.
Oh, rubbish.
And it's
absolute
the fact
rubbish.
That you can't see
what a load of absolute
Piers,
nonsense.
Take your eyes off the posterior of the tiny part of the world, which is the Western world.
You think that
Africa
currently
is with
most
Iran.
of the world, you think the rest of the world
is with Iran.
You think the rest of the world
China is with Iran.
Yeah,
Russia is with Iran.
Russia,
All
China,
the Arabs are with Iran.
Russia, China,
Take
any
your
other
nose out of the ass
North Korea
of the tiny number of people that you think are the world. They're not the world. The world is 8 billion people.
Right.
You're speaking for the little clique that leads a tiny fraction of fewer than 1 billion of the people of the world.
So just to be clear...
And there it is. That is the exact moment the argument collapses. Galloway goes from highlighting legitimate intelligence double standards to declaring that the Iranian regime is the hero of the vast majority of people in the world. That is the trap of anti-imperialist posture over policy. The Islamic Republic of Iran is a repressive, autocratic government that violently crushes domestic dissent and civil rights. Calling Tehran the heroes of the world isn't just factually ludicrous, it betrays millions of ordinary Iranians. And watch how Piers Morgan responds. He doesn't use policy or facts to dismantle Galloway. He turns the entire debate into a shouting match over who speaks for the world.
Just to be clear,
cannot see
as
beyond the end of your nose.
As I suggested then, you want to put up as a defence for Iran that they're supported by China, Russia. Did you mention North Korea?
That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But are they the kind of people, in terms of their own regimes, that we should be taking as good supporters of these benevolent people
You're
in
living
Tehran?
under Keir Starmer's regime, for God's sake. You're going to blame the British for Keir Starmer? The French are living under little Macron. When did you get the right to decide that 7/8 of the world's population cannot be considered valid because you, Piers Morgan, don't like their regimes? Listen, there's something else you didn't mention, and you must also have known about that. Unless you switch your mobile off at 10 o'clock at night, you already know that Iran is giving Israel a bloody good hiding every single night.
It's not, though, is it?
You described it all.
It's not, though, is it?
You described it all
It's not, though.
as a wonderful military operation being conducted by Israel.
Let me answer you. As always, the Iranian regime has put out apocalyptic statements about this will be the annihilation of Israel and everything. It's like it did the last time. And you know what happened last time? Nothing. Nothing. They fired a few rockets,
Piers.
and the dome dealt with them. This time they've got a few. This time they've got a few missiles have got through the dome. But the idea. Hang on. Let me finish my question. The idea that the Israeli Air Force have managed to inflict this kind of catastrophic damage on military commanders, nuclear scientists, nuclear sites, and all of this, and have control of the airwaves in Tehran. And the only response so far has been a few missiles that have got past the dome.
Missiles?
You say they've been pounding them. They've not been pounding
Have you seen
Israel.
Haifa?
They've not been pounding Israel.
You are astounded. This is something else you don't know. You didn't know about Morandi. You didn't know about the TV station.
I knew what Morandi told me.
Iran
I knew what Morandi told me.
Israel.
I knew what Professor Morandi told me. Just to be clear,
hang on. You don't know about it.
Just to be clear,
I'll tell you who I believe.
Just to be
You're
clear,
asking about belief.
Just to be clear,
I believe the mayor of Tel Aviv.
Sorry, if I may finish responding to you.
Can I quote an Israeli? I believe the mayor of Tel Aviv, a former director of intelligence in the Israeli army, now the elected mayor of Tel Aviv, who says this has got to stop. We cannot win this war. That's the mayor of Tel Aviv. I can believe him.
I see
or I
zero
can believe Piers
evidence.
Morgan.
There is zero evidence that Israel can't win this war as things stand. Zero.
Well, why
Most
are they
of
asking the United
90%
States
of the
to join
damage
in?
is being inflicted by Israel onto
This
Iran.
is pure nonsense, Piers. Why are
you so
begging
deluded,
Donald
George?
Trump? Why are they begging Donald
Why is your
Trump to join in?
pathological hatred of all things Israel made you so deluded?
Is this something else you don't know? Do you know that Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon are right this minute on TV debating how if Trump gives in to Netanyahu's begging him to join in and save the day, that it will be the end of the Trump presidency, that it will split MAGA down the middle? Do you not know that either?
No, why would I know that? I've been on air. How would I know that?
Well, if you're really...
Why do you expect me to know
so
things when I'm literally
unaware,
interviewing
Piers,
people like
because
you?
I made the mistake, Piers, of thinking you were a well-informed man.
I am. But when I'm actually filming my show, it's quite hard to keep up with world events.
Don't you have someone that can pass you a note
I've got lots
and
of
tell
people
you-
that do a brilliant job. That's why I have
Don't you
one
have
of the most
someone who
popular
can
shows in the
talk
world.
your ear?
Yeah, it's why my show's a lot more popular than yours, because I'm better at it than you. So stop the lectures about how good a journalist I am, or how good a broadcaster I am, or how good my team are, because if you were so good, George, you'd have a lot more people following you, a lot more people watching you. But most people think
My
you
dad is
become
bigger
a
than your
delusional
dad.
loon. And I think that's sad.
My dad is bigger than your dad. My
Not
dick
my
is
dad,
bigger
just the
than
number
your
of people
dick.
that watch my show massively dwarfs yours.
My dick is bigger than your dick. Are you really down
Probably.
to that, Piers? Well, I've got some evidence that it isn't, but I'll not go there because I'm actually astounded at the sheer ignorance, which I'm being very kind and calling it ignorance. I could easily call it lying. I could easily call it willful ignorance.
Of course you could.
That you didn't know there's tea ladies lying dead in the Iranian TV station.
Yeah, to be
and
clear,
you interviewed Bennett and didn't even mention it to him.
To be clear, I'm being told by my team in my ear as we speak that outside of Iran, there has been no independent verification of what you are saying. So
It's
you are
on
believing.
television,
So you are
Piers.
believing the
It's
words
on
of the
television.
Iranian
Open your phone.
regime. And
You
forgive
can
me.
see the
And
video.
forgive me if I will wait for independent corroboration before believing what the Iranian regime
You
says.
don't believe that
are an
Professor
Iranian
Morandi.
regime stooge
You don't believe
who believes
that
anything
Professor
they say.
Morandi, your frequent guest, that gentleman,
Yeah.
was bombed
He's not a
today.
gentleman.
He's not,
He's
a,
not a
gentleman.
gentleman.
Oh. I think most of the people who've ever watched him think he's a gentleman.
No,
And
I
they
don't think he's a
think he's
gentleman. I
lying.
think he's a very disingenuous man who
They
spews a lot
don't
of bullshit.
think he's
actually.
lying, Piers. They don't think he's lying.
Oh, they do,
when
George. They do.
he's-
They do.
They think he's lying when he says he was bombed in the Iranian TV station
He
today.
wasn't bombed. He was on
There's
air talking to
footage.
me. What are you talking about?
There's footage
How was he bombed
on
and
every
talking to me?
media platform
He was talking to
of
me.
the TV station
How on
burning.
earth was he being bombed
Anyway,
as he
listen,
talked to
Piers.
me? Complete
Piers.
nonsense, man.
Piers,
You're talking
as
nonsense.
your dick is so much bigger than my dick, as your dad is so much bigger than my dad, and as your television program is so much bigger and better than mine,
Yeah.
I'll say goodnight to you because I have rather more wholesome people.
Oh, you're running
to
away.
Talk to.
Okay.
No, I'm not running away,
running
but
away.
I won't be coming back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I made the mistake of thinking that you were an honest man.
Yeah.
In fact, you're a slippery,
Well, it's okay, because I never made that mistake with you.
You're-
So don't worry about it. I never made that mistake with you, George. I always thought you were thoroughly disingenuous and you prop up these evil regimes for reasons that completely baffle me. And you think you're
that
the
why
right
you-
guy.
is that why
You think
every
you're the
single
honest
week-
guy. And actually,
Is
you
that
know what?
why every
You're the
week you
kind of
ask
guy
me
that
onto your
one
show,
minute you
Piers?
call me a rat, the next minute I'm your hero and you're praising me. It's
Yeah.
like, it's pathetic.
Is that why you ask
Pathetic,
me onto your show
disingenuous
every
crap.
single week, Piers?
Sorry?
Every single week. I've got the texts.
What's that?
Every single week you ask me onto your show because I'm all these things you just accuse me of.
No, I don't mind having you on to challenge you. No problem.
Every week.
No
you ask
problem.
me every week.
You came on. I think you apparently
You
last
ask
week.
me
We last
every
asked
week.
you on
I've got
6
the
weeks ago.
text.
Why are you lying? We haven't
I've
asked you on
got
the
the
6
text.
weeks.
You asked
haven't
me
asked
to
you on
come
the 6
on
weeks.
every single
3rd
week.
of May, we asked you last time. 3rd of May. You're lying.
Your dick may be bigger
You're
than
lying,
mine.
George.
Your
3rd
dick
of May.
may be bigger than
3rd
mine.
of May.
Your show
Six
may
and a half,
be bigger
7
than
weeks
mine.
ago.
But I'll tell you what, Piers, you're a busted flush.
You know what, George? We're about to pass 4 million subscribers on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and you're walking off because you can't handle the heat.
Let's unpack what we just witnessed. Because beneath the screaming match and the embarrassing dick-measuring quotes, there are critical factual threads and significant media failures that demand accountability. One. The Dimona nuclear program and Mordechai Vanunu first. Let's address the history Galloway brought up regarding Israel's nuclear program. Israel maintains a policy of deliberate nuclear ambiguity, neither officially confirming nor denying its nuclear arsenal. However, international consensus and defense estimates confirm that Israel possesses a nuclear arsenal developed at the Negev Nuclear Research Center near Dimona. The whistleblower Galloway referred to, Mordechai Vanunu, was a former nuclear technician at Dimona who took secret photographs inside the facility and provided them to Britain's Sunday Times in 1986. Before the story broke, Vanunu was lured to Rome by a Mossad operative named Cheryl Bentoff, operating under the alias Cindy, where he was drugged, abducted, returned to Israel, and sentenced to 18 years in prison, over 11 of which were spent in solitary confinement. Galloway's claim that British media tycoon Robert Maxwell, owner of the Daily Mirror, alerted Israeli intelligence to Vanunu's whereabouts has been widely reported and alleged by intelligence historians, including Seymour Hersh in The Samson Option. That history is real, documented, and represents a stark double standard in how international non-proliferation standards are applied in the Middle East. 2. The failure of anti-imperialist laundering, Iran's regime where Galloway utterly collapses, and where we on the honest perspective draw a hard line, is when he tries to launder the regime in Tehran as heroes of the world. Anti-imperialist rhetoric cannot become a shield for oppressive, authoritarian governments. You can criticize Western double standards and Israeli military actions without pretending that the Islamic Republic of Iran is a benevolent global savior. The Iranian regime has systematically brutalized its own population, killing hundreds of peaceful protesters during the woman, life, freedom movement, executing political dissidents, and restricting fundamental human rights. To tell a global audience that Tehran is the hero of the world isn't just factually ludicrous, it betrays the millions of Iranians who are fighting for their basic freedom against a repressive state apparatus. Holding our side accountable means refusing to glorify autocratic governments just because they oppose Western foreign policy. 3. Piers Morgan's pivot to ratings over substance on the flip side. Look at Piers Morgan's reaction the moment the debate moves away from comfortable talking points. When confronted with nuclear double standards, Morgan doesn't offer a policy counterargument. He accuses Galloway of biological hatred of Israel and boasts about his YouTube analytics. The number of people that watch my show massively dwarfs yours. We're about to pass 4 million subscribers. This is the central flaw of modern corporate commentary shows. When the facts get uncomfortable, the host retreats to raw metrics. Subscriber numbers, view counts, and platform dominance are used as a substitute for truth. Having 4 million subscribers doesn't make an argument correct, nor does it erase historical facts about uninspected nuclear facilities or war crimes. When media becomes purely about reach and engagement, substantive analysis dies. We end up with 2 commentators shouting about ratings and bodily anatomy while actual human lives, ongoing conflicts, and existential security risks are treated as background noise. If you believe political media should be built on verified history, consistent principles, and calling out hypocrisy, no matter which side of the aisle it comes from, subscribe to The Honest Perspective. I'm Neil. Truth over access. People over profits. That's The Honest Perspective. And that's where I'll leave you.